Hold my beer, people, because Oklahoma's governor has tried to one-up Donald Trump. Welcome to a new episode of Politically Opinionated. Folks, we know Donald Trump is, well, stupid. I'm sorry, he just is. But people, Governor Kevin Stitt, well, our anti-vax loving governor, well, he said, hold my beer, Donald Trump. I have one that's going to be really a good one. Early this Friday, he sent Donald Trump a letter. He said, Donald, I have a favor to ask. Will you declare the COVID-19 pandemic an act of God? Because we need to help bail out our oil and gas people. Holy Mother Mary of God. We need to bail out big oil and gas because Kevin Stitt, the governor of Oklahoma, thinks we need to blame COVID-19, the pandemic, on God. I need to point something out to you, Governor Anti-Vax, who ignored the problem here in Oklahoma until our amazing mayor, David Holt of Oklahoma City, with the good mayor, G.T. Byam of Tulsa, the mayor of Norman, and a few other mayors had to twist your arm to do something. And then the independent state superintendent decided that, hey, we're going to close schools, even though it has traumatically bothered my daughter, and I think it was the right move. The issues with our oil companies right now is not from the pandemic. No. It is because of what Saudi Arabia did in retaliation to Russia. Trump's two best friends, because they're fighting, and then all of a sudden they decided to, do some other measures and decide that, oh, we're going to be friends now. And then while all this was going on, Trump, instead of buying and try to boost up U.S. oil companies and do the right thing, what does he do? Signs an order to flood the U.S. National Strategic Reserves, not with U.S. oil. No. He floods U.S. oil capacities with cheap Saudi oil, his friends. And then what happens? Prices start falling, and then the U.S. oil market collapses. People, it's not because of COVID. No. It's because we have an idiotic president that decided to play in the oil markets that he has no fucking clue what's going on, and filled our strategic national reserves with cheap foreign oil instead of U.S. oil that would have kept at least U.S. prices at somewhat of even a deflated price, kept buying U.S. oil, but no. Kevin Stitt, if you would have paid attention to what was going on, but you weren't. You weren't paying attention, and your lieutenant governor, oh, he was partying down hard in Florida during spring break, when all this was happening. Well, guess what? Your little letter isn't really going to make a difference, because big oil doesn't deserve bailout from money set aside that's supposed to be helping small businesses. And guess what? That money's gone, and it hasn't helped the small businesses that it should. A wealthy island in Florida got $20 million. Those ultra rich people, they didn't need it. Some small business owners here in Oklahoma would have loved to have had it, but they didn't get it. Kevin Stitt, Harold Hamm, and all of them here in Oklahoma, they don't need a handout. He's a freaking billionaire. This epidemic isn't an act of God. Billionaires don't need handouts, but the small business owners do. If you're going to write a letter to Donald Trump, think about the small business owners, the small biotech companies, the small startups, the ones that have reshaped Oklahoma's economy. Kevin Stitt, you are failing to see the reality of what's going on in this state. You're not leading by example. You're only listening to the billionaire class and the millionaire class, or the ones that are near billionaires. So you can send your letters to Donald Trump. But you know what? The small business owners here in Oklahoma, the ones that might have supported you in the past, they see what you're doing. They see that you don't care about them. But they see the leaders like David Holt and the City Council of Oklahoma City working to prop them up. You, Governor Stitt, writing your letter asking Donald Trump to declare this an act of God so the billionaire oil and gas companies can ask for a handout. Well, you know what I have to say, Kevin Stitt? Fuck you. Fuck you. I may be a Christian, but you know what? If I was a billionaire, I wouldn't be asking for a handout. And you, Governor, should be fucking ashamed of yourself.